Usually, people don't think much of children as they're small and still developing. Even an out-of-shape adult wouldn't feel threatened by an athletic 10-year-old, but in some extraordinary cases, they definitely should. That's because while most kids spend their time at school or on the playground, there are some kids who focus on becoming absolute beasts from the very start of their young lives. From lifting to combat to extreme sports, even adults wouldn't dream of messing with these out-of-this-world youths. Ready to meet them? Let's get it on! Javon Walton. When Javon Walton was only 5 years old, he told his kindergarten teacher that he wanted to be an Olympic boxer when he grew up. And now tons of kids say they want to be astronauts or athletes, and teachers think nothing of it. But his teacher was blown away when she learned that the 5-year-old was already blowing people away when he hit the bag. Now, 12 years old, Javon is cemented to everyone around him that he will definitely be going to the Olympics. The only thing is, he'll probably be one of the first people ever going for 2 different sports. He's a master boxer and gymnast, so insanely strong and nimble that he's been sponsored by companies like Under Armour and has even gotten the personal attention of The Rock, who appeared alongside Javon in a commercial. He's the youngest elite-level tumbler in the state of Georgia and, despite his age, has already built a massive following with his fast-flying fists, with a community of over 250,000 followers on Instagram watching videos of his inhuman workouts. To ensure his future in sports, Javon attends online school so that all his time is spent in the gym. Ramadan Ondash. After watching his older brother train at a Muay Thai gym every day, 3-year-old Ramadan Ondash began mimicking his technique and throwing some punches himself. When he did, the entire gym was shocked at the potential in his technique at such a young age, and the Lebanese gym began training Ramadan, knowing they could mold his natural talent into a world champion. By the age of 5, Ramadan had trained every single day for over a year and a half and became a vicious Muay Thai practitioner with skills that are downright scary for someone so insanely young. He's so good that he was even flown out to Thailand, where Muay Thai originated, and took home the 2nd place medal for the IFMA World Championship at just 6 years old. Now 13, Ramadan crushed the competition and has become the #1 Muay Thai fighter on earth in his age bracket. He remains incredibly passionate about the sport, aiming to be seen as the best in the world for any age range by training 2 or 3 times every single day, while most kids his age are at home playing video games. Daniela Deangelo. Weighing in at just 93 pounds, you'd think that Daniela Deangelo is just a 15-year-old like any other, but anyone unlucky enough to ever try messing with her is in for a very, very rude awakening. Daniela is a master marksman, or markswoman rather. Recognized by all as one of the best in the world. From small firearms all the way to submachine guns, Daniela can snipe targets from seemingly impossible distances without batting an eye, and the way she handles the recoil would have you in disbelief about her frail 93-pound weight. She was even supposed to represent the entire US, a country with tons of elite sharpshooters, in the 2020 World Shoot Championship in Thailand before the event got canceled. It's hard to believe, but you're seeing it with your own eyes. The best shooter in the entire US is a small 15-year-old girl who anyone would be an absolute fool to ever mess with. Nikita Kasyanov. This Russian 9-year-old, and no, not the PewDiePie kind, might seem unassuming, but he's hiding an extreme secret that's only set loose when he lets his fists fly. Nikita Kasyanov is a boxer with skills that zoom way above his weight class. Watching the way he trains is enough to make someone dizzy, with his fists flying at what has to be superhuman speed. But as if that weren't impressive enough, his precision is simply unmatched. Just look at how perfectly he can hit a small target over and over. In a brawl with even the biggest opponent, he could hit every pressure point before they could blink with hands like those. And remember, Nikita's only 9 years old. Just imagine how much further his daily training will take him as he approaches adulthood. That's one kid that won't have any problems with bullies for as long as he lives. Ryuse Imai. If you're a fan of kung fu movies, you're sure to fall in love with Ryuse Imai just as much as the entire internet has. From the time he was a toddler, the Japanese boy has been mesmerized by Bruce Lee films, mimicking the legendary fighter's movements until he was able to perfectly match everything he did without even looking at the TV. Most parents wouldn't dare give a 4-year-old a pair of nunchucks, but after seeing his dedication and passion for being like his idol, Ryuse's parents are nothing but proud of their decision to arm their son. Even though he's barely in elementary elementary school, it's clear that he could easily trump the same types of foes Bruce Lee himself went up against. The tiny athlete takes his training totally seriously, spending 90 minutes training when he wakes up every day before school, and then training again as soon as he gets home. I'm sure Bruce Lee would be proud that his legacy is being upheld by such an incredible kid, one he'd likely happily agree will one day even surpass his legendary greatness. Chanzai Tung. When first looking at Chanzai Tung, most people would assume she's just a normal little girl. Get on her bad side and you'll quickly learn that she's one of the most accomplished Taekwondo masters on earth. At only 10 years old, the American champion has attained more accolades than most people will in their entire lives. By age 4, she held the world record as the youngest ever 3-time California State Martial Arts champion. At just 6 years old, Channa earned her first-degree black belt with a deadly mastery of hand-to-hand and weapon-based combat. Her skills with a bow staff are mesmerizing, seemingly more like a cheer routine than the absurdly dangerous display it really is. It's unlikely that anyone could come close to beating this little girl in a fight. Today, Hannah holds 11 world championship titles for martial arts and weapons combat, having earned her second-degree black belt at just 9 years old, and the world has definitely taken notice. Videos of her crazy combat training routines regularly go viral, landing her spots on international talent shows and even roles in network TV shows. The only thing that could get in her way might be spinning that staff so fast that she flies away. Tristan Lee. Bodybuilding is a sport that requires patience, dedication, and above all, time. But while most massive bodybuilders get into the sport in their late teens or early 20s, Tristan Lee has a big leg up on them, and a big arm, chest, and pretty much every other body part. The 17-year-old California native got into bodybuilding in middle school, hitting the gym before and after every class in the pursuit of an impeccable physique. Along the way, Tristan's crazy, ripped physique has turned a whole lot of heads. Over 1 million, in fact, if his Instagram follower count counts. His professional level body is reminiscent of greats like Arnold or Ronnie Coleman, who had to train for decades to accomplish the shape Tristan has managed to build before even entering adulthood. He's gotten to work out with the likes of bodybuilding greats like Bradley Martin, but he doesn't let the fame get to his head. Tristan stays humble, his dedication to fitness a constant reminder that he's only come as far as he has through hard work, and that he's nowhere near finished. Quinn Acebedo. When Quinn Acebedo's father first saw his 7-year-old son training Muay Thai, he was terrified by how aggressively his son was attacking the bags. As time went on, he realized what his coaches had long since known, that Quinn was a naturally gifted martial arts genius like no other. At only 10 years old, Quinn trains 3 times a day, 6 days a week, and still manages to have straight A's in school. The boy's dedication and passion in everything he does shows his explosive power when he's training or in the ring. Despite his young age, he's already taken the #1 ranking in the country in Muay Thai and is recognized by the International Olympic Committee as the 3rd best fighter in his age range on planet Earth. But with his fervor for fighting and his hard-hitting hands, Muay Thai just wasn't enough, and Quinn also trains in Taekwondo, boxing, and gymnastics, setting him up to be a real-life ninja before he even starts middle school. Grandy Twins. No, you aren't seeing double. These are the Grandy Twins, 10-year-old brothers from Philadelphia who could outbox most adults. Being twins, it's not just their looks that are identical. Their love of boxing is only matched by one another, with each pursuing the other to keep pushing themselves harder and harder every single day. With motivation like that, it's no wonder that these lethal twins have lost track of how many championship titles they've already taken home. As soon as the twins were old enough to walk, their father put gloves on them and began their training, and they haven't taken a day off since. Their training videos have attracted the attention of major sporting sponsorships and celebrity endorsements, from names as big as Floyd Mayweather, 50 Cent, and Snoop Dogg, to name a few. The twins have already competed in junior Olympic tournaments where they dominated the competition 2 times over, and they're both training to eventually take their sibling rivalry into the ring at the Olympics, which, let's face it, will be a hard fight to keep track of for the referee. Makogonenko. Meet Kira Makogonenko, the 9-year-old girl who could without a doubt knock you out without even looking at you. Kira left a massive impact on the internet when this video of her absolutely annihilating boxing training, never missing a single insanely powerful punch while blindfolded. The young girl may look harmless, but she actually holds the title for the boxing champion of Ukraine in her age group. Although from her incredible fighting skills, it's pretty clear to see that she could dominate opponents of pretty much any size. Referred to as one of the most groundbreaking ranking boxers in the world by sports publications, regular boxing training just isn't enough to push Kira past her already abnormally high limits. So she constantly ups the ante with creative and completely body-breaking workouts and ways to train. She currently has her sights set on heading to the Olympics, and with her undefeated 37-0 fight record and seemingly superhuman training regimens at just 11 years old, it's obvious to all that she'll definitely be getting that gold. Psst, hey, you still there? Well, since you made it this far, here are all the shoutouts we promised everyone that commented on our previous video. If you want to be shouted out in our next upcoming video as well as the ones prior, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below saying, "Pick me." Once you're at it, you might as well leave a like too.